I'd like to go ahead and call our meeting to order. Will we stand for the pledge, please? I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. At this time, I'd like to pause for a moment of silent meditation. Thank you. Okay, first thing on the agenda would be the approval of our minutes from our last meeting. Are there any corrections? We have both minutes from the regular board meeting on February 19th, 2019, and then our minutes from our board meeting on March 18th that did not take place because we did not have a quorum.
I'd like to make a motion that the minutes be approved.
Okay. I second it. Motion was made by Mr. Norvell and seconded by Mrs. Davis. All those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
All opposed. Motion is carried. Committee reports, Personnel Committee. Right now, there is no report from the Personnel Committee at this time. Do you have some director's report? Oh, I'm sorry, I skipped right over you, Norma.
She's not getting off that.
Not intentional.
She's happy that
But I kept right on going, skip right over.
Notes right here.
Okay, so we'll give our director, Norma, the floor.
Okay, I'm going to talk about two trainings first that's coming up. One is in the month of April. It's the end of this month. It's Procurement and Contract Management Seminar that's happening at South Bend Housing Authority. It's April the 23rd through the 25th. So if anybody is interested in going to that, I believe it's $600 per person. Let me know. The other training,
excuse me, what'd you say the name of this training was?
Procurement and Contract Management.
Okay. All right.
Do we have anyone from the Housing Authority attending?
I'm going to go to at least 2 days of it, but we're having a fair housing on the 25th, so I'll be back here in town for that.
Okay.
Also, Goldie Roberts is doing a training on May the 17th of next month for footnotes and NDAs. That's on a Friday. I want to go to that too, and that class is for $200. It's from 9 a.m. to 3 p.m. and I believe it's on a Friday.
What was the date again, excuse me?
May the 17th.
So we would need a motion to approve your attendance at both of these?
Yes.
Can we go back to the training on April 23rd and 25th? Is this something that our maintenance?
Somebody from maintenance should.
I think that they should be at this as well. Okay. Do they know about this training?
This training, they don't know about it. I believe they were both on vacation last, week before last, I believe. I could see if they want to go up one day.
Right. And see if there's
something on the training for it. I had asked accounts payable and Robin if she wanted to go, but Robin's going to be on vacation, so she can't go. Rochelle, I don't think she could go either, but I had planned on going to this.
Okay. If we could share that with the maintenance department, I think it would be good for someone to go and represent and get information from that training.
It's a total of $600 for the 3 days.
Mm-hmm.
So it's prorated then, if somebody only attends one day, they only pay for one day?
I called the executive director today to get clarification on that. I was on hold and she didn't return my phone call. And I think also there's a commissioner's training in there somewhere that they were doing a discounted rate on, so I'm still trying to get information on that also. So as soon as I get that information, I'll know more.
Because maybe they don't have to be there for the whole day.
Yeah.
Maybe there are segments that they could attend to.
And I don't want to see an expenditure like that.
Right, right.
For nothing.
So if you could just give us the schedule.
Okay,
That's 600 per attendee.
yes.
And that's paid by us.
Mhm.
Okay, that's even more important.
Okay, all right.
Okay. Do we want to wait until we get that additional information before we, so Norma, that means that someone would have to notify us when you got that. So if additional maintenance people are gonna go, we should know. And we can do that, can we do that through a telephone vote?
No, you're
No,
not
we
allowed to
can't.
have them. No, what we can do is we can make it a contingency. We move to approve contingent on that information being made available. Okay?
Okay.
We could,
It's
make
either
a
that
motion,
or
we have to
Make
make
a
two
motion,
separate.
no, just one. One motion, make it contingent upon the information being made available to the board.
I make a motion that we accept Norma to attend the training on April 23rd and through the 25th, and also on May 17th contingent upon the additional information for other participants.
I'll second that motion.
A motion was made by Mrs. Davis and seconded by Mrs. Keating that the MCHA staff members be able to attend the training on 4/23 through 4/25 and 5/17. All those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
All opposed? Motion is carried. Okay. Norm.
Okay, so we'll keep on moving along on that. I'm gonna go to the manager's reports. There's nothing new with the manager's report. We do have 7 vacancies. We have 3 at Boulevard Garden and 4 at Lakeland Estates. 2 of those are HUD approved.
At Boulevard, or
One
Lakeland.
is HUD approved here at Boulevard Garden, the other one is HUD approved at Lakeland Estates.
Okay.
And I don't see anything that's standing out with the manager's report. I did receive December and January's general ledgers from the fee accountant. In your packet, you should have a report for December and January. I did receive February general ledger statements today, but I did not include it in this packet. If you take a look at your expenditures, let's say December, because we didn't have the budget line items on, I've included that on the cover sheet, page 1, 2018 year-to-date, December 18th. If you look at your expenditure sheet, budget line items, you see what was budgeted for income. It ties back to everything that's in the budget so far. So we've received for the month of December for 3 months based on October, November, December, and I received $126,312. We had budgeted $556,670. For our administrative, legal services, training, accounting, we budgeted $232,585. We've already expended $65,492. So that's pretty much how that reads. And if you look at your cover sheet and your budget line items should tie back. So if there's any questions on this, you can ask me. That's just for December. For January, the exact same thing. What we budgeted for, the year and how much income we've received, which is $164,671, and that's based on 4 months. Because our fiscal year runs from October 1st to September 31st. So we've already 4 months into our new budget for this year. That's why you see at the very top of the sheet, it's 4 months. So it's October, November, December, and January is the report. We've already received 328,417 in monies from rents, other incomes, and operating subsidy, 164,671 for a total of 328,417. And we've expended 278,547.86, and we budgeted 961,892. Your budget income statements should tie back to the same worksheet, so if you have any questions, you can ask questions.
May I make a comment? I've asked this before, that the board receive these documents at least a week before the meeting, because this is complex and we need time. So if you could do that, please.
Yes, that would be better because
A week before the meeting?
A week before
A week
would be
before.
perfect, yes.
Okay.
Any other questions or comments?
What's the, taking, it seems like you have 5 units that are vacant and been vacant for a while. What's the turnover, what are we waiting on? I guess I'm trying to understand what needs to happen to get those rented back out again.
One of the things that we're waiting on is staff, and I know, I think at the last board meeting, I was asked to put in an ad for temporary person, and we did run the ad, Robin. The ad was ran, but we haven't had any response, and we have to understand, the last time we got the 2 employees we did for part-time, that was word of mouth. Nobody came in and filled out an actual application. So it was meeting somebody on the street and saying, hey, Michigan City Housing Authority is hiring, temporary part-time people.
So,
Bringing them in.
when was the last time we had a unit, I mean, like, there's one under modification now. How long have they been working on that unit?
I'll say that again.
I want to know how long they've been working on that unit to get it issued. Like, how long is it taking them to turn one out? Because they moved out, nothing moved out last month, and they've been vacant. So I'm just trying to understand how long it takes for them to remodel one so we can get that income back in.
It all depends on what the unit looks like. Our normal turnaround time is 7 to 14 days. It all depends on if they can go into the unit and take a look around. I was in a unit last week where the gentleman had been there 1 year. Walked into the unit, he left the unit immaculate. It was like he never stayed there. And the floors looked like they had just been waxed. But there were one other issue with the unit. It has a leak. We didn't know about the leak. So that's going to slow that unit up because we got to find out where that leak is coming from. But the unit is good to go, but we can't house it not until we find out what's going on with the roof.
So we've had 5 for a month now, and I guess.
212 Mary Hill. That's one of the ones that we're going to go under mod, but it has not gone under mod yet. What we're trying to do is contract the work out for modernization, where we have somebody come in and do the whole unit for it and turn it around. 220 Mary Hill, I believe they're working in that unit. I believe 230, they just got that unit, and 324. We had a bug problem with that unit, and we were trying to get that cleared up. We don't send anybody in there to actually, go into those units, not until we got all clear from the exterminator.
So you'd say by next month, how many of those units do you think we'll have or need to be?
I have a question, okay.
Okay.
You gotta solve the problem of staffing, and so you're either gonna have to start giving overtime,
Okay.
or you're gonna rent a person. Okay.
That's what we're, in the process of doing now, contracting out for the rehab.
Okay, and how far into that process are you?
We need to update the paperwork. I had Mr. Kelly take a look at it to make sure flooring was in there, was in the RFP. That's one of the issues that we were having, is the tile flooring has to be torn up and repaired throughout the unit. So we just have to make sure that that's included in that RFP, and then we can send it out and get quotes for it, bids for it, whatever.
Okay, so let's have a target date then. When do you think that will be done?
Give me 1 month, because it has to go out, and they have to come in and take a look at it, and then you go from here. And it all depends on what room you get to come in and how fast they can turn the unit over.
Okay, so what I'm asking then is you're gonna get whatever needs to be done as far as your contract, okay? And then you're gonna have a person in place in 1 month, is that what you're saying?
Yes.
Okay, all right, so by the next meeting, then we can put in our minutes, by the next meeting, you're gonna have that accomplished.
You're gonna have, somebody's gonna be in the unit working on
If
the,
that's fine,
And
we
they'll be
understand
under
that it takes
contract,
time.
they'll have somebody under contract.
That's fine.
And if you need any help with RFPs or anything like that, that's my specialty. So that's where I can help you, being an architect and construction project manager. If you need any help with any of that stuff or somebody to look over, feel free to contact me.
To-do list.
With that date.
Okay. Just remind me when we get to look at that. Do you have any other reports at this time?
not at this time.
Okay, thank you. Okay, we already did committee reports, there's nothing to report by the personnel committee. Under old business, audit results. Did we get a chance to talk to Goldie? I think our concern was there was some information left out of one of the reports. Did we follow up on that?
She did send that information over to me, but it has to be approved. We wanted the NCHDI broken out of the public health, and she did send that over to me. And that has to be approved at the next NCHDI board meeting.
What about her possibly coming into,
She said she didn't have a problem with that. You just have to give me a date when I can send her and say, hey, everybody's available for this date, can you make it?
well, I think she needs to give us like 3 or 4 dates and then we'll go from there. Ask her to send us 3 or 4 dates and then we'll bring that back to the board and get her here. So the majority of us at least can meet with her.
It'd be nice if we
Yeah.
could do it about an hour before our
Our next meeting.
By 2019.
If that's possible.
Okay.
Any other question about the audit results? Seems like this has been on the agenda forever. Okay, number 2 under old business, the Lindsay software systems. And we had asked our attorney to get some additional information, and he's not here tonight. Does the asset management have anything that they want to let the board know tonight on?
Well, first of all, we would like to ask Norma to give each of us a packet with all of her correspondence with Lindsay in regards to the issue of the 5-year, 3-year contract. Okay, it's a little bit premature, I think, for us to explain all of this problem right now. But Nelson would also need a copy of that. So just as soon as you can, appreciate it. Then we can meet with Nelson and we can figure out what to do about that issue.
Okay.
I think the issue that is complex. It concerns the fact that we have a 5-year contract, and Lindsay's been treating us as if we didn't have a contract, and changing the rules because they figured we didn't have a contract. And they suddenly then decided that they wanted to have us enter into a 3-year contract, and we're already in the 5-year contract. The 5-year contract began January 1st, 2016, so we have another
2
5 years. So.
Okay. All right, thank you. Under, moving on to new business activity write-off, and I think that's in your packet. This is something that we do every year. Norma, you want to give us a little background on this?
Those are stale accounts where tenants have moved out of, I believe this is business activity, and those are monies that's left on the books. Those totals will go over onto the HUD website showing that they owe another housing authority, and it'll make it impossible for them to use rent in other places.
Did we try to collect on any of these?
I believe they did,
Okay.
but I'm not for sure. I can't be 100% sure because Nelson isn't here to actually say whether or not they went to court, and that's something that I'm not able to do.
Okay. All right. Are there any other questions about this? We need a motion to approve this business activity write-off.
I move that we approve the write-offs listed for 2018.
Second.
A motion was made by Christina Shear. Oh, sorry.
It's okay.
Oh, boy, I can't remember names. And Mrs. Babb seconded the motion. All those in favor of the motion signify by saying aye.
Aye.
All opposed? Motion is carried. Thank you. Then we have another write-off, which is public housing.
Those are checks that never cleared, so we, at this time, I think we give them 90 days to clear, and when they don't clear the bank in 90 days, we write them off.
So that means that they never cash. Oh, I'm surprised I'm not on this list.
You are.
Hey, I spoke too soon. I was looking at the first page.
That cleared.
Okay, then.
That's wrong, because I cashed every check you've given me, so you're wrong here.
They cleared. They cleared.
Okay.
You have to look at the 10, 16, 17, the very first one, 4, 6, 20, 18. The other ones are 9, 26, 80, 18, and later. So everything else cleared.
Okay, good. So I'm not in trouble again. So we need a motion to write up these checks.
What just happened?
I make a motion to write off with 2 checks in the amount of $179.72.
Motion has been made by Mrs. Keating. Do I have a second?
Second.
And seconded by Mr. Norvell. Are there any questions? All those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
All opposed? Motion is carried. Thank you. All right, exterminated quotes. It's that time of year again.
Well,
I don't,
report, and the asset management committee has met today. And basically what we learned, there were 3 people who bid on this job. Pest management was $1,285.75, Griffin $1,250, and Arrow $1,295. We are currently using pest management. There's a little difference between them and Griffin, but they have been adequately spraying. We don't want to change, and we have had experiences that we were not happy with Griffin, so for that reason, we recommend pest management.
Okay, we have, coming from this committee, do we have a motion?
I'll put it into a motion.
Okay, a motion has been made by Mrs. Keating to accept the proposal from Pest Management. Do I have a second?
Second.
Seconded by Mr. Fine. Any questions? All those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
All opposed? Motion is carried. Okay, the next item on the agenda is lawn maintenance quotes. Did asset management have opportunity to look at those?
Yes, we did, and we only received one quote. That was from Custom Landscaping. They are currently the provider. Their quote is broken down as follows: $3,200 for Boulevard Gardens, $2,400 for vacant lots, and $1,600 for Michigan City Housing Development. The Michigan City Housing Development will require a separate motion, so I would ask that you act on the Boulevard Gardens and the vacant lots. They have not raised their price, they've remained the same, and we're happy with the services. So I would make a motion to approve Custom Landscaping for the sum of $3,200 in Boulevard Gardens, $2,400 for the vacant lots.
Do I have a second?
Second.
Second from Mrs. Babb. Any questions? All those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
All opposed? Motion is carried. Okay.
We'll need a separate motion for Michigan City Housing.
Do I have
I will make that motion.
okay, go ahead.
For Custom Landscaping to provide services for $1,600 for Michigan City Housing Development Incorporated.
Do I have a second?
Second.
Motion was made by Mrs. Keating and seconded by Mr. Norvell. Questions? All those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
All opposed? Motion is carried. Okay, pending items list. We got it before our approval of bills, that's why I was going over it now. So, if we just want to take the time to go over it. Maintenance workers, it's on their audit report and finance report. There was one other thing, Mrs. Keating, that you had brought up that should be added. Do you remember what that was? Policies and procedures.
Transfer of funds or payments or whatever.
Mhm. Cash management.
Good job.
Okay. Any other things to be added to our pending list? Okay.
Yeah, Lindsay. That would be asset management and our attorney. With the Lindsay contract issue.
Okay.
You might want to put in there that you recommend that the committee meet with the attorney at the earliest possible date.
Who's on asset management? Mr. Fine?
Probably.
Yes. Okay, Mrs. Keating and, okay.
If by chance get updated, I'm still not sure which ones are on.
Hey!
When did this come out?
Just,
At the last meeting, I think
Oh,
there wasn't enough people here.
oh, yeah, that's it.
Okay. All right. So our opinion list has been updated and it will reflect the updates at our next meeting. Okay, approval of bills. The first one is the boiler and machinery policy renewal. Has there been an increase of $2? Yeah, there's an increase of $2 from what there was before. Are these all going to general insurance? Can we approve them all at once, or do we want to approve separate? Okay. We'll approve them as separate.
I just wanted to make a comment on this. After reviewing the bylaws for the MCHPI, I realized that we're not supposed to bring anything to you that's under $5,000. And you are supposed to only make approval of bills over $5,000. And so both of these are under $5,000. And I was wondering if you want a copy of the bylaws that I can give each of you to review so that we can.
I understand what you're saying, but I think that since both of these have to do with insurance, they should probably come to us anyway, in case there are some changes. But I do understand what you're saying, and thank you for bringing that up to us. All right. Okay, so any other questions about the first renewal of the boiler and machinery policy renewal?
I move that we approve the Hartford steam boiler quote for $1,660.
Okay, a motion has been made by Mr. Shu. Do I have a second?
I'll second.
Seconded by Mrs. Babb. Questions? All those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
All opposed? Motion is carried. Okay, the second policy is the auto owner's insurance. That's a business auto. And this one has increased. How much around that? Less than 1,000. About 1,002.
$997.56.
Do you have any idea why this has increased? And what are we covering normal with this one? Because how many?
It's, I believe it's 8 to 9 people.
Okay. And how many vehicles? Is it for What is this one for?
It's for all the vehicles, maintenance.
Okay, so how many are there? That was my question. How many vehicles are there? Are there 4?
I got 8. Because you got the dump truck, you got the van, you got Danny's car. I believe there's 4 maintenance vehicles too.
Okay,
Right, about 8.
okay. And okay. All right. So what is the pleasure of the board?
We have no choice. I'll make a motion to approve the expenditure to general insurance in the sum of $4,434.93 for our minutes.
Okay. Do I have a second?
Second.
Motion has been made by Mrs. Keating and seconded by Mr. Fine that we approve the business auto insurance. All those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
All opposed? Motion is carried.
I can find out from Dan why it is. Report that.
Okay, thank you. Okay, the next item is the TIPMAS software.
We authorized Norma to make this payment because it was due on the first of the month. So we already authorized it, it's going to, and we're going through the formality of paying, saying on the record that we have done so.
Okay. So we need a motion, or we do
Let's
need a
do a
motion.
motion.
Yes. We need a motion.
Make a motion to approve the $17,445.75 that was authorized to be paid previously to TIPMAS software.
Do I have a second?
Second.
A motion was made by Mrs. Keating, seconded by Mr. Novell. Any questions? All those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
All opposed? Motion is carried. The next item on the agenda, we have our representative here from our city council. Do you have any comments at this time?
I don't have any comments, but I did have a question.
Okay.
The jobs that are available for the housing authority, is there any online research where someone could find that information, or you have descriptions, so maybe I can pass it on and get some more candidates?
I have a job description. I'll email that to you.
Okay,
That's a good question.
that was all.
Norma, can you email that to the board, the job description that you're gonna send to Mr. Fitzpatrick? That'd be good, I think. Yes.
Yes.
If there is no other business to come before the board, our next board meeting is scheduled for Monday, May 20th. Norma's going to check to see if Mrs. Roberts could be in attendance prior to the meeting so that we can meet with her.
And I said one thing, I don't think I have for the record approval of the director's report. I don't think we ever did that.
No, we
We did not.
I did not, I'm sorry. So at this time, I would like to ask for approval of the director's report, which includes the management reports. Do I have?
I make a motion that we accept the director's report as presented.
Do I have a second?
Second.
Okay. Motion was made by Mrs. Davis and seconded by Mr. Klein. Are there any questions? All those in favor, please signify by saying aye.
Aye.
All opposed? Motion is carried. Thank you. If there's no other business to come for this committee, this meeting is adjourned.